Ever heard the phrase, "There is everything in the vineyard of our Lord"? Well, it also happens in the world of celebrities, where stars of all kinds choose to take care of their children in, let's say, unconventional ways. Now, we are not going to criticize nor judge. We will simply show you some strange ways of educating children favored by multimillionaires, many of whom are admired by many of you. Subscribe to the channel if you want more interesting content and if you want to become wiser with every single day. And now, without further ado, let the show begin. Pamela Anderson. In a 2015 blog post, Baywatch actress Pamela Anderson wrote that she wanted her 2 teenage sons to practice safe sex, drink and experiment with drugs in moderation, and find true love. When asked about her parenting style, she said, "I really believe in my kids. My kids have had a great foundation. They've seen the world." And she added, "They've made great choices. They are very smart people. I'm not scared of my kids surfing the internet. I think they're making the right choices, and you can't say no to what life throws at you. I don't know how much of a role model we've been as parents, but we've had a lot of fun." I'm sure they've made better choices than you, selling a Marvel video on a yacht next to your stoner husband, Tommy Lee. We've no doubt about that, Pammy. From drug-addicted parents, it's a very short step to drug-addicted children, isn't it? Alicia Silverstone. The actress whose most recognized work to this day is still her impressive music video for the song Crazy by Aerosmith, together with being the mythical Sawyer from Lost, has been criticized for her way of educating her children. In March 2021, Alicia posted a video on her website, The Kind Life, where she pre-chewed food, and her 10-month-old son, Bear, ate it straight from her mouth. It received, shall we say, negative reactions from people concerned about whether the practice was hygienic. Alicia explained, "It's part of the weaning process, so while I'm still breastfeeding him, it's a way of presenting food to him when he doesn't have teeth yet, and he can't chew. I was eating, and he would come at me with his little mouth open and stand over my mouth trying to get the food out." Well, I don't know about you folks, but I was raised the old-fashioned way. If I didn't eat a plate of lentils, say, for dinner, if I didn't want them for dinner, I'd have them for lunch the next day. And then these crystal generation kids get offended when they're told that they get everything chewed up, when apparently they literally do get everything chewed up. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Now let's begin by saying that these two are 2 very peculiar guys. One dating a drug addict Macaulay Culkin, and the other dating a child-kissing old she-wolf like Demi Moore. So, a little bit of news about unorthodoxy shouldn't surprise us when we move on to their roles as parents. In 2017, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher shared that they'd started a tradition whereby they don't give gifts to their kids at Christmas. Mila explained that in the past their children had been spoiled with gifts from their grandparents, which led the parents to start this new tradition. Mila said, "In 2016, when we celebrated Christmas, Wyatt was 2 years old and it was all too much. We didn't get him anything, it was the grandparents. And then the child doesn't appreciate one gift anymore. They don't even know what to expect, they just expect things." She added, "We've told our parents, we're begging you, if you have to give him something, pick a gift. If not, we'd like to make a charitable donation to a children's hospital or a pet foundation or whatever you want." So, that's the new tradition, is it? You tell us that, dear Mila, but you're a multi-millionaire. We have enough to do to make sure that our children are smiling on the one day a year when they can receive everything they want. It's not as if they're asking for gifts on Mother's Day, is it? Gwyneth Paltrow. Now, what can you expect from a bitch who compares how her former lovers have been in bed, and does so publicly, as she did recently with Brad Pitt and Ben Affleck? Well, how do you top that? With the following. In a 2012 interview with InStyle, Gwyneth Paltrow told us how she lets her kids watch TV shows only in Spanish or French. She said, When I'm in France, I go to Bon Marché Boulevard and I buy all their cartoons. But the worst thing is that she makes them watch Televisa soap operas, Salvame shows with Kiko Matamoros and Belén Esteban, and all the trashy TV you can imagine. Some might think that she does it as a therapeutic measure, so that the kids will know what they're facing later on in life by being the children of two superstars like her and Chris Martin. But no, the reality's slightly different. She does it so that their parents will be able to see them, to keep an eye on them. She does it so that her little kids will sit still watching TV while she takes a few crafty shots of Tia Maria dreamily thinking about her old times with Ben Affleck. Sometimes I think Harvey Weinstein was right about her. Mayim Bialik. Did anyone think that Sheldon Cooper's girlfriend, Dearest Amy, was going to be a rational and knowledgeable person like a geeky character on Big Bang Theory? No, as a mother she is, to say the least, questionable. In 2014, Mayim Bialik said that she refuses to give her children medication or antibiotics when they're sick. She said the following: "Between our two children, aged 6 and 3.5, we've had just about every ailment, every illness, every flu out there. However, neither of our children have ever taken antibiotics, and nor do we give them Tylenol or Motrin or antihistamines or even cough syrup." She continued, "I've learned from talking to other moms that almost anything you have right now in your home and in your heart is enough to deal with almost anything. I don't mean to be negligent." And yet with COVID-19, she was the first to run along to the hospital and vaccinate her children. So how can you be such a hypocrite, dear friend? If you're anti-drugs, you're anti-vaccine. If you're anti-any chemical they want to inject you with. But of course, the slippery bitch wanted to keep living off her Hollywood roles. Yes. Penelope Cruz. The Spanish actress is criticized for something that we consider to be totally essential in this channel, simply because she won't let her 8- and 10-year-old children have a smartphone. Let's see, do they want their kids to be rat kids, to be watching videos all day long of Greg and Auron Play and Rubius and PewDiePie and Logan Paul? Do they want them to take their parents' credit card and pay a shitty streamer those dollars that they worked so hard to get, only to watch a live stream? Or even worse, to have them do it to watch content only for the biggest fans? Oh, please. The fewer children have access to these technologies, well, the more pure and chaste and virginal and therefore healthy world we will have in our lives. And if you disagree with us, let us know in the comments, dear admiring subscribers. Stephanie Seymour, the popular model and actress of the 90s, was harshly criticized for some very compromising images of the beautiful actress with her little son. Different US media published these paparazzi photos, showing Stephanie Seymour, 41, being very affectionate with her eldest son, Peter Brandt. What sparked the controversy was that they were kissing on the mouth, and the hugs were deemed to be excessively sweet and intimate. What began at first as photos to show how well preserved this ex-girlfriend of rocker Axl Rose was, ended up becoming a scandal, and several publications labelled Peter Oedipus. Later, Brandt posted on his Facebook page that the images had been misinterpreted and that Stephanie is just as affectionate with her other children. He said, "I would like to say that these photos have been taken completely out of context. My mother and I are very close, and she is used to getting close to any of her other children." Of course, we now have a new plot all ready for Geordie's new movie, the chicken boy. He's good with family relations. There's an idea forming already. Look, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a good old like, subscribe to the channel of course, and there will be lots of others that you'll enjoy too. And we will be back in the next one.